This is how brutal it can be, the virus. Oh, well, they're clearing up now. Well, at least they appear to be. They were, oh man, the blisters can be just awful. Whew. But we've been working very hard, getting photographs, some video. But it's hard to be out here. And, you know, it can happen in the wintertime too. You know, the blisters, the dark spots, what you see there. It comes, at one point I had this all over my body, but I didn't know what was making me sick, what was in my body. I didn't know what was inside of me, growing inside of me. I had no idea. Of course I didn't. And every doctor that I went to couldn't tell me what was going on with me. Every test that I took, they wouldn't tell me that there was something inside of me. They just told me I needed to lose weight. I've said this more than one time. And when this comes up on your hands like that, well, on me, it's automatically on my feet. I mean, it's just when the fluid comes, you know, because when it infects your body, when riser is inside of you, it becomes a fluid, and it's a poisonous fluid, and it can eat away at the flesh because that's what it was doing to me. I had stuff coming out of my pores. My God Almighty, it was awful, and I've seen it on my dogs too, on Thomas especially. All of the hair on one side of his face came off. It was raw. It just happened like overnight. It was already there, and I began to give him a bath, and the hair just began to come off. His face was raw. It had eaten away under the hair under his skin, under the hair on his face, like it does on my hands and on my legs, my feet. It would get on my legs, all over there. It's clearing up now, but it's really, really, really ugly. I mean, it's ugly. Very ugly. It's so ugly. It's ugly. It's very ugly. You don't want to see it, but it's bad, and it gets bad. And the more you wash, like it gets worse. Painful. It's painful. This is the virus. On your feet. That's it. Just like it is. And you see how the blisters drying up, but you still have the darkness where you swell. And, you know, they wouldn't even tell me that it was living inside of me. Like I said, you know, it was telling me lose weight. And I came up with the alternative treatment on my own. I won't be picking roses today. Of course, I believe that through the research, when I pick roses, I love picking roses. I love this rose bush. Come on, guys, let's go over here and take a picture of it and get it on video. I'm so proud of this rose bush because it's the only one around here blooming right now. I watered it, of course, but I won't be picking it because it gets in my... Hello, Miss Campbell. You look so beautiful today. Come on, let me get you on video, Miss Campbell. That's Miss Campbell. That's my mother's next door neighbor. She's been next door neighbor to us all of our lives, right, Miss Campbell? Miss Florida Campbell. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, so this rose bush, obviously, when I pick the roses and it stuck me in my hand too, you know, it gets in your bloodstream. Of course, the virus lives. Hello, Lamar. How you doing? Of course, it lives on every living plant life that I've ever taken a photograph or video of. So, the wounds are real. The virus is real and ugly. And you suffer. It is not a pretty thing. Come on. No one that I know of is safe from this virus. And in one form or another, it can get to the body. I know. And like I said, I had these kinds of marks all over my body. I had the prettiest skin I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. And this stuff was coming out of my body. I mean, the fluid, like the pus, coming out of the pores on my body. I remember scrubbing the sides of my hips because I would scrub them because I thought that whatever it was, I wasn't cleaning myself good enough. I thought the fungus was, because that's where I was breaking out. Not breaking out, but there was always a wet pulse on my body, and then there was nothing, no blister or nothing. It was just coming out of my body like sweat, and it itched all the time. And I discovered that witch hazel, like like when my hands itch, I put witch hazel on like an itchy part, those are not flea bites, or those are not, any cat. My dogs, flea collars, I put the hearts. We don't have fleas. I spray all the time, all outside, inside. I always do that, and that's why it's nothing biting me. It's not anywhere but on my feet, on my hands now. Every now and then I'll have a breakout on my arm like that. On my hand, it was so bad over here on my hand, the whole side. You see where that darkness is? That whole side over there was black and just itched, and it was just growing, because it can live on your body. And when it gets inside of you, it can wreak havoc. It's real. It's not a joke. And it's painful. And like I said, it can be debilitating. These blisters on my hands, that stuff hurts, and it itched so bad. And on my feet, I'm telling you, and when my feet swell, oh my God Almighty, my legs, everything just hurt because the fluid is poisonous in the body. It's poison, and it puts you in a lot of pain. So I say, if you have these problems, see a doctor. That's very important. See a doctor. I'm not telling you not to see multiple doctors. See as many doctors as you need to. You can see a hand doctor for your hand problems, a foot doctor for your foot problems. You can see a chest doctor for your, chest pains. Just see a doctor. See all the specialties that you can, because the more doctors are aware of this virus, that this life form that President Obama, this is the green energy. This is this is where the money went for the solar panels. All that money that those guys got, those companies. I can't say guys because I'm pretty sure they had women and men working those companies, and that's where that money went. That's where that money went. And then bankrupt. None of it went to education. No one gave me any money. The FBI done a mixer, say they're not going to pay me. I want to know who's going to pay me for my pain and suffering. You understand what I'm saying? I know educationally, this is an educational experience. It is education. It's an independent study. I had to take it on. We had to do the investigation. No one was telling me how to save my life. No one was telling me how to help anyone. You asked Donna Mixer, FBI Victims Crime Specialist. She knew nothing. And I told her from the beginning, I said, Donna, this is too big. I said, our government has to know. Someone has to know. Someone is breeding this, growing this. I said, this is not possible that no one knows about it. And people are dying. I said, look at me. I was near death. Okay? Without the alternative treatment, where would I be? I don't know. And by the grace of God and the love of Jesus Christ and faith, oh, God Almighty. So I say, see a doctor, okay? See a doctor. You have these symptoms. They are real. And when you are working in the environment, out here all the time, and as the seasons change, you know, this, virus is capable of I really believe mutating, because when the body has a wound, it can get into that wound and make it 10 times worse. People, I've heard stories, and it's in the file, in the research file, gone into the hospital with a broke foot, didn't come out because the bowel stopped moving. This is a fact. And when this virus is inside the body, yes, it can prevent the bowels from moving. And in these hospitals, these bowels stop moving. These hospitals, I'm telling you, they're not giving people cranberry juice and putting them on a vitamin C a treatment to get their bowels to move. They're telling them if their bowels don't move, they're not leaving the hospital. I know, because they told VS that, my mother. Huh? They told my mother that. So, see a doctor. See a doctor. FBI Victims Crime Specialist Donna Mixner told me to tell you all, if you have these symptoms, these are symptoms. And she knows. She's been in my life way before this research came about. In fact, we were introduced through another independent work back around 2005. Huh? So she knows me. See a doctor. See a doctor. I'm Eleanor Joyce Walton, scientist for the Riser File. Today is June 4th, 2014. I'm here in Marianna, Arkansas, USA, in my mother's backyard.